All right, YouTube, so we're going to put on this drain plug for the turbo. And I also do have a cap for the turbo, so when the car isn't turboed, the oil just won't leak out. So that's it's a good plan if you're not going to turbo your car right away, even though I have all the turbo equipment except for the intercooler and the piping for that already ready to go, and I'll explain more about that later. So what we're going to do now is tap the pan, and I need to find a spot to where I want to tap it, and I believe right here gives me enough meat at the top and enough meat at the bottom so the pan won't crack all the way through. And what I'm going to do here, you just mark where I need to drill all the way around. Get that just like that. Just like that. Pretty rough, but I'll play with that. So there's our spot where we're going to drill. So let me go grab a punch the center, and then we'll get a step bit drill and start drilling. Stay tuned. Alright, got the punch. I'm gonna set it up here. Try to get it in the middle. And punch it. Just like that. You can't see it, but there is, see the little hole right there? That's where it punched at. So now we'll go and grab the step bit and drill it. Alright, so I got step bit on. I'm gonna put it right there in the center of that punch. There we go. Let's check that. That will work perfect. Just like that. It got just enough room so that I can tie it, and we'll be good. Whew, that was a little freaky, but it actually isn't very bad. I do have shavings all in here that'll have to be cleaned, but I'm putting the balance shaft lead in here, so all that stuff's gonna get cleaned out anyway. Now it's time to tap it, so stay tuned. All right, so I got some high temp thread sealant that I'm gonna put on the splines. I also have the washer, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the washer on. They're gonna put it like this, and we'll put the high temp thread sealant all around here. Excuse me. The washer on like that. Then I'll take the high temp thread sealant and I'll put it all around right here, and then I'll screw it in, and we'll be good. So let's do that. Just like that. And I'll put some on the back side as well. Position it. like that. Then we'll go to the back side and I'm going to reposition you so you can see that. So stay tuned. All right, so on the back side here, I'll have this washer and the nut to hold it all in. And I'll put some thread sealant back here as well. A little thread sealant back here. Slap on the washer. And the nut. There's barely enough room. I wouldn't even be able to do this with this thing. There's barely enough room to get this on. We need something to hold the front while I tighten the back. Stay tuned. So I'm going to use a 27 millimeter to just kind of brace, hold the front down while I tighten the back. And that seems to work pretty well. Just like that. So there we go. Got one plugged drain plug that's pretty tight. We'll let the sealant dry and everything. Let me back you up here. We'll let that sealant dry and we'll clean everything up. And that'll be that. So now we'll take our drain plug and we'll screw it on. Now we're plugged for non-turbo, and we have our drain plug for the turbo once we get ready. All right, so what we're gonna do now is clean out, take out this baffle, I guess, and we're gonna clean out everything and spray it with some brake clean to get all the shavings out, and we'll zip these off and put on the new baffle that I have. So let's get started with that. All right, we're gonna start by taking out the old baffle. Four bolts. This should simply just lift out, just like so. I'm not sure if I need to get rid of this. We'll see. I might keep it. It's not harming anything. We'll see how this sets in here. Take it out of the wrap. If you haven't noticed by the purple design, I picked this up from Rock Auto, excuse me. I picked this up from Massive Speed Systems as well. Shout out to Massive again. Gotta go down on there like that. Looks like it just goes down on there like that. And you use those 3 holes here to tighten it down, and that's it. Because I don't have holes over here to tighten it, so we're just going to use these 3 to hold it in place over here. Okay, well, I'm going to go spray it out now, clean it up, and then we'll be back to put this baffle in. Stay tuned. Alright, so after removing all the shavings from the engine, or from the oil pan, still got a few that are in there I'm finding. I want to kind of get them all out. And before I put this pan on officially for the last time, I'll give it another cleaning, just to make sure I got everything. But now we're going to deal with this baffle. So I'm going to get the baffle down in here. Fits right on that ridge, just like that. So there's like a little ridge right here that it sits on. It fits right there, and then you just kind of maneuver it to fit on where you can tighten the bolts down. So let's do that. In here, it's not going anywhere. It tastes pretty good. I'd like to ask to see if I need to drill out these spots here, but I only have 1 extra bolt to do so. So I don't think so. I don't think I'll have to do anything on that, and pretty much gonna leave this thing over here in the corner. I'm gonna leave that alone. It doesn't seem to be hurting anything, but essentially, I got it in, and it just barely clears. Just barely clears where the baffle would be. So got lucky there. So for me, I'm using a 3/16 black carbide bit that I picked up from Home Depot. And I've already made a mark for where I want this to go on here, and I'm just gonna drill it out. Try to get in the center as possible. Say that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and drill the last one over here while we're on it. So get it right there in the center. There you go. So now what we will want to do is kind of get these shavings out of the way. So I'm going to clean them out, and then we'll take our little tapper here, and we're going to tap the holes and see if everything fits. And it should just barely fit. I mean, they're like it does. So when we tap it, it'll go in. So let's clean and start doing exactly what I just said. Stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna take our tapper here. I'm just gonna dip it in the some bearing grease, and all that does is catch any of the shavings that are down there when we're tapping, and gets them out. So when it gets started with the tapper, if I can even get them down in there, I'm gonna have to switch it out. All right, tapping out the threads just a little bit more. Get that in my eyes, and we'll see if this fits. So looks good so far. Where is my tool? Tighten this down. Yeah, so we're good on that front. All right, so now I'm gonna go outside, clean it up, and bring it back in and put it on the baffle for the final time. I'm gonna clean it up real good so I don't have to clean it later on. That'll be all she wrote. Stay tuned. All right, so now I'm going to baffle in. Clean off the baffle here. Get it seated. Like before, just like so. I'm going to insert those bolts. One right here. Let's get it started. Shouldn't have any. We don't want any shavings getting in here. We'll start this bolt here. Kind of hold it in place. Then we'll come over here to this bolt. There we go. Then this bolt. It in place, and where did I put that other bolt? Ah, here we go. And this bolt put right here. And we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down. And we'll be in business. And there we go. I don't even need to do that one. I guess I will. It gives a little bit of an upperage like that. Guess I'll put a bolt in there. But I'll need to find one to fit right there. That's the problem. So let me continue looking. All right, YouTube. So I ended up not going janky and actually went out to my local hardware store, Elliott's, and sizing out 2 bolts and a washer so I can replace that bolt. So yeah, set that aside, and hopefully these fit, because that fits, so these should fit as well. So let me move you over here and try it out. Just sit these down right here. Sure enough, it works. Okay, so what is our what is our bolt size here? We are size 10. All right, that one's good. Let's get this one off. We need the 8. Washer, bolt, screw it down on. I need to change to the 10 now. There we are. So now we've actually accomplished what we set out to do. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Still got stuff going on. I'm still waiting on the machine shop to finish the head, and I also need to reach out to Massive and get the head studs so that, you know, I can mate the short block up with the head. Or the base of the block, whatever you call that. Someone let me know in the comment section. The bottom portion of the engine versus the head, and we'll be in business. So until then, I'm going to be working on a few things over here. Take you over. Right now I'm working on repositioning the front sway bar, and it was a really big pain to get back in, but I got it back in. I actually had to remove the catalytic converter to get it in, but it's in and bolted down and ready to go. So that's good. I need to put back on all of the both sides of the inner tie rods and outer tie rods. So that's the next thing I'll start working on again, post the video that I put out for it. And I need to do an episode on the pressing the wheel bearings in using a wheel bearing press, or a 20-ton press versus the tool that I use to press the other side in. So there's some stuff to be done as we wait for the head to come back to start working on this again. So, you know, check back with me. You know, I'm not doing no media, but you know, if you're working on this car specifically and you like this kind of car and kind of content, check back. There's much for us to do here coming up here in the near future. So until then, peace. Focused Hands out.